Welcome back to the Cryptos Heat conversation. Quickly looking at CoinGecko here, we're currently sitting at $2.07 trillion market cap. Just looking at Bitcoin, we're sitting at 44,353, which is a huge positive from what we've been seeing as of late. As you can see, we're in this neutral range now. So just yesterday, we were in the fear range at 40, but we've been living in this extreme fear range. So it's nice to see us back in this neutral territory. I wanted to cover a couple of tweets from James K. Filan and Johnny Deaton. So coming over here, James K. Filan says, the individual defendant's request for extension of time to file their answers was granted in a text-only order. The individual defendant's answers are due no later than April 8th, 2022. XRP Crypto Wolf says, as soon as defendants file their answers, then the 2 weeks starts for the SEC. April will be an interesting month. So just like Jeremy Hogan said, weeks ago, the next couple of months should be quite interesting as things heat up in the case. Now, the main topic of discussion for this video is this one from Johnny Deaton, where he says, why the Hinman speech emails equal settlement? I was asked this question. We have learned not only are the 63 emails related to the speech, but there are 52 drafts of the speech. There's a lot of input in draft versions for a 5-page personal opinion speech. So in this one, he was asked, I think it was by the Link 2 gentleman, he was asked a question of, what is his odds? That's Nick. But he was asking Johnny Deaton what he think the odds of settlement in the Ripple versus SC case is, and he says 50% in this video here. So coming down here, Johnny Deaton says, let's evaluate the Hinman speech in proper context. 1. The speech contains only 3,139 words. It is 5 pages long. The average person types 40 words per minute. The average person reads 200 to 250 words per minute. Non-technical. Average person takes 2 minutes per page to read. At an average of 40 words per minute, it took 79 minutes to type the speech. An average of 200 to 250 words per minute, it takes the average person 13.9 minutes to read the 3,139 word speech. FDR's 4 freedom speech went through 7 drafts before the final delivery. Within the 63 emails are 52 unique drafts along with commentary and opinions of SEC staff, including enforcement lawyers. XRP battled ETH for years for the number two spot crypto behind Bitcoin. Were the chances that at least one person in these 63 emails brought up XRP? And that's kind of been my big question. As we know that these emails of these drafts in these 63 emails are out there, and obviously we don't have access to them yet, and hopefully we do, which I highly doubt we will. But it's like, at what point do we not just outrageously agree that there has to be someone in there that had brought up XRP in some form or fashion? I mean, that's quite honestly what I believe. And it's going to be quite interesting to see if we actually do gain access to those. So he continues and says, Ripple's lawyers informed the court very recently that they believe the SEC could be concealing potentially evidence that him and himself or others may have analyzed XRP and concluded it's not a security. So then he's talking about Jeremy Hogan's tweet from March 21st, where Jeremy Hogan says, I tried to analyze this for you in a true legal sense, but my mind was blown by the part below and I couldn't think about much else after. Is the SEC potentially hiding a document in which the SEC concluded that XRP was not a security? What does Solomon know? So you can come in here and I'm going to click on it real quick so you can kind of see it. You can pause the video and kind of take a look at this. Maybe even XRP itself. So you should kind of come read that. But continuing on here, Johnny Deaton says, in other words, is XRP contained within one of the 52 unique drafts of the speech? Was it removed? If so, by who? If it was included, by who? Obviously, I don't know precisely what's in the 63 emails, 52 drafts, or any of the suggestions and comments that accompany them. But it's safe to say it's helpful to Ripple and very damaging to the SEC case. If XRP is contained within a draft or it was suggested by one or more of the staff to be included along with BTC and ETH, game over. I 100% agree. That's why I think we don't see them. I think there'll be a settlement for it because I think it goes deeper than that. It goes to these disguised wealth and all these potential parties or these members that's been a part of this, this ETHgate or ETH free pass scandal, that they don't want their identities and their involvement to be surfaced. Obviously, we've surfaced and connected a lot of the dots with, JP Morgan, Consensus and Joe Lubin and all these other parties with the Ethereum timeline that we came up with as a community, Johnny Deaton, Digital Asset Investor Tag XRP, and so on. It's like there's so much more damaging than just people bringing up XRP within this. It goes to the individuals themselves that have been involved trying to push this agenda of getting Bitcoin and Ethereum out from under securities laws and slamming the door on everybody else. So continuing on here, he says, let's remember how this all fits in line with other facts. Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz met with Clayton and Hinman in August 2018, and Brad pleaded with them to provide similar clarity for XRP, just as they did for ETH. He told them Ripple was in purgatory because of no clarity. At a minimum, there was no consensus XRP was a security, but the truth may very well be the same advocate to include XRP in the speech. Also, don't forget, in November 2018, Garlinghouse met with Commissioner Roisman regarding the lack of clarity over XRP. Judge Netburn will also be ruling on whether the Estherbrook notes from the Roisman meeting must be turned over to Ripple. According to Garlinghouse, he left the meeting feeling very positive about a decision over XRP. So we covered that in our past videos. Johnny Dean continues, says, apparently Roisman gave Garlinghouse the impression XRP was not considered a security. If the Estherbrook note supports Garlinghouse's testimony, it must be produced. Game over. The SEC will not, in my opinion, turn over these documents. And I agree. I don't think we're going to see the light of that. It goes beyond, the Estherbrook notes and them bringing up XRP. It's just what I told you. There's so much more damning evidence that could be a part of it. Continuing on here, he says, hence, if we get a ruling that they must be turned over, meaning the 63 email drafts, I believe the case settles within 60 to 90 days from the decision, or possibly sooner. If Judge Netburn reverses her ruling and the emails and notes do not have to be turned over, I'll go back to my 50-50 chance for settlement. So who knows? Only time will tell. Jeremy Hogan said it best. The next couple of months should be quite interesting as things heat up in the case. Obviously, there's been a lot that's been surfacing lately. If you've been following, Johnny Deaton or Jeremy Hogan or Digital Asset Investor or any of the community members that's following this case step by step, there's been a lot of stuff we've been uncovering. Tag XRP is I consider him a diamond in the rough. this. Tag XRP has been doing great research, surfacing a lot of stuff, just adding more power and validity to the community. And when it comes to, just the scandal that's ETHgate that we've all been dealing with as XRP and Ripple investors. So that's, I wanted to cover Johnny Deaton's tweet thread there. So I'm going to end on these last two here. This is from Bank XRP. I thought this was quite interesting. It says Coinbase emails to Canadians. So it says, dear customer, starting on April 4th, Coinbase will introduce some changes required by Canadian regulations. Specifically, when you send crypto to another financial entity or money services business, such as another cryptocurrency exchange, and the transaction is 1,000 CAD or more, we are legally required to ask you for information about the recipient of that transaction, their name and address. Quite interesting. That's quite interesting. I wanted to end on this. I thought this was pretty cool. It's from Bitcoin Magazine. It says, President of El Salvador meets with CEO of the world's biggest Bitcoin and crypto exchange. So the CZ from Binance. So obviously we know El Salvador being one of the leaders in, legalizing Bitcoin as legal tender. And then obviously CZ being a huge dominant, figure and exchange within the crypto space. So that's actually, pretty positive. I'm curious to see how that went. But all in all, I just quickly wanted to make this one quick, not too long, and I wanted to cover that. I think this was probably the most important thing, and I think a lot of us that's been following this and kind of been waiting for, some clarity within our investment in XRP and kind of what's going on. This kind of gives a little bit more positivity. I think we can all agree, based on us that's been following everything, we can agree that I doubt we see the 63 emails. For some miraculous reason, we do see them. Game on. You talk about it's not going to be as he says, it's not going to be game over. It's going to be game on. Tag XRP, digital asset investor, all of us in the community are just going to keep digging and digging and digging, trying to pull out and connect the dots to everything. I doubt we see it. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.